Good morning and welcome to Community Connections with Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County. I am just one of your caffeinated hosts, Sean Boyle, and with me is
Ashley Mock.
And welcome to the half-hour radio program that airs every Sunday on 104.5 The Flame at 10 a.m. And if you're listening on the radio, you're obviously saying, duh, Sean, we know that. And we say that because we also record the video version of this show, which broadcasts on our Facebook page. Just look up Children's Services Council, St. Lucie County. And if you ever want to get to the point where you're never missing a show, and maybe I could have worded that better, but if you always want to be on the in the know and you don't want to miss a show, and yes, I just made a rhyme, you can subscribe to the podcast version of the show, whether you have an Apple phone, an iPhone, I should say, for all you Apple users, or an Android phone. For this guy, the podcast version is available on your favorite podcast platform, including Apple, Spotify, and Google. So what do we do on this show? Just as a quick reminder, we talk about resources and things that are available for children and families in St. Lucie County. And we are fortunate enough to bring this to you because we, in our full-time job, the job that we do way better than hosting this show, we do 5 things for our community at the Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County, of which Ashley and I are team members of. And those 5 things are: 1, making sure every baby is a healthy baby; 2, stopping child abuse before it happens by building strong families; 3, keeping kids off the streets; 4, keeping them in school; and 5, keeping them off drugs, alcohol, and other risky behaviors.
And this show is a great platform for us to share that information because we bring on guests from those funded programs that we work with to share about what they're doing in the community, how you can get involved, where you can get more information about them, sort of like an introduction to all of our funded program partners. And we have a great guest today that we're excited to share with you, but just wanted to reiterate, I appreciated your rhyme. Today, the day that we're recording, is actually Dr. Seuss Day. So good
Yes.
for you. How
And
trendy.
I had green eggs and ham for breakfast.
Delicious. But I did just want to put a reminder out there. You can always get more information about our programs on our website at cscslc.org. But we also share a lot of information on Facebook, and Facebook is, questionable what other things you might find on there, your high school boyfriends, whatever. But we share a lot of information about what our program partners are doing, upcoming events, where we might be this coming weekend if there's an event happening. So lots of information that you can get by following us there on Facebook. And as a reminder too, we talk about this with the program information that we share on the show, but you can share the Facebook information too. Like if there's an event coming up that you think somebody else in the community might want to attend, we love for that information to get shared on Facebook as well. So don't forget about any of those options.
And last weekend, we were just at the Lincoln Park Community Center Health Awareness Day.
Actually, I told you right before we came on to record the show, I was talking with Denise Sermons, who came onto the show to talk about that event a couple of weeks ago. But she was telling me that at the event, she thought it was so funny. They do a lot of arts and crafts. There was a lot of activities happening, but she said that she thinks that parents liked the arts and crafts more than the kids. And every time she walked by the table, there were parents sitting down to do the activity that were taking over for what the kids were supposed to be doing.
Get out of the way, son. I got some painting to do. I got to work through some stuff here.
That's good feedback. I think you need to have a parent crafting table.
And that reminds me, I was at the event and I saw Denise briefly. Obviously, she was busy running around. She did not challenge me to 2 square and 4 square like she said she was going to.
What? I was going to ask about the update of that.
So by default, I'm going to claim myself as the winner.
She forfeited, you win. That's what I heard.
So real quick before we get to our guests, as Ashley just alluded to, a reminder, Ashley, obviously our website is a good resource for information, cscslc.org. Can't give out that acronym enough. And also our program guides that we give out at a lot of community events. And if you'd like some dropped off at your business or place of worship, just contact us at info@cscslc.org, or you can actually call us because the phone still works in this day and age at 408-1100. But just a reminder, a couple of things before we get to our guests. 1, If you ever wonder what we are currently working on at the Children's Services Council, we're detailing the programs that we're going to make available in the category of keeping kids off drugs, alcohol, and other risky behaviors. And we're also, and yes, am saying summer. It's starting to feel a little bit closer to summer now because it's March. It's weird when you talk about summer in February, but in March it feels more natural. So we are going to expand our offerings for the summer, and we're working on evaluating those proposals, and very soon, and we'll premiere that on the radio program outside of our board. We'll let y'all know our expanded places that we're going to be in the summer, which I'm very excited for, because we have more resources to allocate this summer, because we know how important affordable quality summer programs are to families. And then the other reminder is, because it is getting warmer out and spring break is coming, I think now is the time to remind our viewers, listeners, that the importance of being safe around water. And what do we mean by that? We are surrounded by water in Florida, whether it be pools, hot tubs, or quite frankly, just drainage canals, rivers, and oceans. When you are around water and you have children, you have to watch your children around the water. If you don't know who that is, if you're at a pool party and you're like, I wonder who is watching the children, congratulations, it's you. And watching the children means not being on your phone, not reading a book. It means watching the children, because drowning is 100% preventable as long as everybody is aware, but also it is it's very silent. Rarely is there a lot of splashing and calls for help. So that's the reason why we ask everybody to watch their children around water, so that we can avoid tragedy and make sure that everybody is safe.
Yeah, and I would just encourage everyone to, we actually do have the benefit of having some great local resources in our community. Safe Kids Treasure Coast is one of those, and I know they'll be sharing a lot of information about water safety, about home safety in general, with families coming up in the next couple of weeks. I know spring break is kind of a challenging time, because it's really the first time, I feel like, sometimes of the year that people are really getting back out there. But just as a reminder too, not just when you and your family are around water, but I feel like most of the drowning or near drowning incidents that we've had in our community in recent years have been when parents thought children were napping, and they ended up getting outside to the pool or to a neighbor's pool. And so Safe Kids actually has a really great graphic on their website that details the levels of protection that need to be had around bodies of water. And that's really important here for us in Florida, where it seems like everybody has a pool in their backyard. So please, check into that, pay attention. If you have questions, our local fire district answers a lot of them, and you can call them and they will refer someone out to do a home safety check for you if you have concerns about your pool gate or your pool alarm or anything like that. So please just pay attention to that, because we don't want to have any situations in our community that tragically, take a turn that we don't want to have to talk about. So just pay attention. That's all.
So having said that,
yes.
we're going to let in our guests now.
We do. We have a great team of guests, I guess.
On
duo,
one screen,
if you will. Yes. And actually, we were joking before we got started today. Both of these individuals have actually recently won our Community Impact Award. So we have 2 award winner Boys and Girls Club team members with us today. Imagine that.
It's a 2-for-1. Two
it's
winners
a 2
on
for
one
1,
screen.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, we're really excited today. We've got both Mat Churchy and Kaitlyn Sparrow with us today, who are 2 amazing team members at Boys and Girls Club of St. Lucie County. And we talked a little bit about us reviewing summer to expand some summer locations, but I think Boys and Girls Club has the most summer locations. The majority of ours anyway.
Of any business in St. Lucie County, they just have the most locations, period. Doesn't matter what we're talking about. They're everywhere.
So we're going to talk a little bit about summer, and then we're going to talk a little bit about sort of targeting a population that I think you guys have put a lot of attention on in the last couple of years, which is really cool. So we definitely want to make sure that we get to that too. But Sean kind of joked with our listeners that it felt weird to talk about summer in February, but now that it's March, it feels a little bit better. a little bit closer. But
The week
you
of
guys are
winter has
already
passed. It's now 80
right.
degrees. We're all starting to feel the summer, right?
So
You know,
the
we've,
afternoon
we've,
rain is coming, all of those things.
we've learned that it's never too early to start talking about summer, especially with all the things that we have going on. You know, it causes us to be like, wow, we're doing this in February or January, but we are.
I'm sure that you guys start planning summer immediately after summer ends from
Yes.
last year.
Basically, yes.
We do.
Summer is year
We
round
have
for
to.
you.
Yeah, so I know, let's talk about summer. So there's several locations that you guys have that are happening this year, and a couple were new last year. Are those continuing? Let's kind of give us a rundown of what the plans are that we're working on for this coming summer.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sean and Ashley. So our big hubs that we are continuing to have open for the summer are the Mid-Florida Event Center. We partnered with them back in 2020 when COVID happened. They were a good resource for us for kids to get in to do online schooling, and that kind of transpired into the summer. So we will be open at the Mid-Florida Event Center. Our other big location is West Side, which is our newest club. It's one of the biggest in Florida, so we really pride ourselves on that. The other summer locations that we have available, I'll start with our Fort Pierce clubs. We have Garden Terrace, Infinity, and then our Percy Peak Gym. And that is also our teen center as well. And then our Port St. Lucie clubs are our Ken Pruitt location, Chuck Hill location, and Mariposa.
So like we said, you're all over the county, which is good, right? Gives families, no matter where they live, multiple options.
That's the goal.
Absolutely. And that really is the goal. We want to make sure that we're open to every child, every family throughout St. Lucie County. So that's kind of where we're at with locations. We're really excited for the summer because in the last 2 years, we weren't able to do out of club field trips due to COVID, of course. So this summer, we are going back to out of club field trips. So the goal is every week, each of our locations is going on a field trip. Some educational, some a little bit more fun. We're going to places like the Botanical Gardens. We are doing the Brevard Zoo, Urban Air, a bunch of different stuff. So we're excited. We're in the planning process right now just to see, the school transportation partners with us as well, so we can get those school buses out to help us. So we are very excited.
I got to tell you, as a kid, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. As an adult, much less I can imagine for a kid, Urban Air is a great place to take kids, or actually just a good time. And I need to know if you guys, I assume you guys both need to go and you guys need to race on the go-kart track and let us know who wins.
Absolutely.
It'll
I think
probably
Sean's
be her.
looking for a
I've driven
chaperone.
behind her.
Chaperone invitation. Sean wants to go.
And Urban Air as well. They also have a STEM program that they do. So for instance, some of our locations that are 21st century and have those educational requirements, Urban Air can still be a field trip we go on. They do a STEM program before they get to use the facility. So that's really cool as well.
And I think it's important that our listeners and viewers know that obviously the Boys and Girls Club, have great locations, and particularly for working families in the summer, you want to make sure that your child is safe and in a great environment. And while they're going to have fun, right? They're going to be around their peers. They're going to be running around, going to Urban Air and all that stuff. As you already kind of alluded to, you do sneak in some summer learning there, right? To help mitigate that summer learning loss.
That's one of our big priorities, but I think you hit the nail on the head. We try to work it in so that we're not really overt, so that the kids are, whether it's just plain and simple reading for fun to make sure that summer slide gets addressed, but we're trying as many ways through our 21st century clubs and our regular clubs that we have a myriad of, educational fun. We don't even, on the schedule, we don't talk about, the educational word when we're talking for the kids and the parents. We just focus on fun and we make learning fun.
That's
Well,
great.
that's
And
important in the summer because you want them to keep coming back.
exactly. Kids will tell you if your summer camp is good by the fact if they stop showing up, you know that you lost their interest. And you guys don't ever have that problem. So so let's talk about, and I know parents, grandparents, caregivers that are listening they're thinking, Sean, Ashley, we already have to start thinking about summer, but if there is somebody who wants to get ahead to make sure that their child is in fact enrolled and has a spot, is registration open, or where do they go to, is there a number that they can call or website for summer?
So our summer camp registration will officially roll out after spring break, which is Monday, March 21st. It's going to be directly on our website. Our website is bgcofslc.org. As soon as you type in that website, it'll automatically pop up. You'll be able to register however many kids you would like. And then our phone number, if you have any questions or anything like that, is 772-460-9918. And anyone on that call will be able to contact us with any questions or anything like that.
So Kaitlyn, you said you can register as many kids as you want. So I feel like as the multi-child parent that I am, I have to ask, what are the fees that are going to be associated with summer? Because for some of our families like mine who have multiple children, sometimes summer camp can get a little pricey. So what's the fee structure, and is there another place that we can get more information about that as well?
Yes, absolutely. So first, all of our summer camps do have a $30 registration fee. That's just a one-time fee for summer camp per child. At Mid-Florida and Westside, the fees are $85 a week. At all of our other locations that were listed, it is $30 a week. We do offer a 10% discount for any additional children after the first child. What's really neat about this summer as well, and we didn't do in the past, all of our clubhouses are now ELC certified. So if you do have ELC, and if you don't even know what that is, you can also give us a call and go to our website. We'll have information about that as well. But basically, it is just an additional service that we've partnered with the Early Learning Coalition that will allow families to get a discounted rate for the summer.
That's awesome.
And Ashley, you know this, and I know this, the rate that you're charging is heavily discounted compared to most summer camps. And I appreciate, and we appreciate at the Children's Services Council that you give breaks for more than one sibling, because that's often the calls that we get is, from parents. They'll be like, I can afford to send one child at $80 a week, for example, but I have, 3 other siblings, and what do I do? So we appreciate you guys giving that multifamily member discount. That's huge. So okay, so we've kind of laid the ground for summer. Everybody's got March, I think you said 20, my audio cut out, March 21st. Everybody's got that on their calendar to start signing up and registering. Check out their website and to get all the information so that you can plan ahead, figuring out which site you want to go to, whether it's closer to your house or to where you work, and all that. But as we kind of alluded to at the top of the bringing you on, you guys are doing a lot with teens. Particularly around, putting a little money in their pocket and giving them a skill. So let's talk about what you're doing with that.
Yeah, we're really excited. Thank you for recognizing, our commitment to our teenagers has been growing and expanding over the past 3 or 4 years to where we have, a really good and established workforce readiness program. And we want to be able to provide our teenagers the opportunity, different opportunities. We know that little kids love being around teenagers and doing, whatever they're doing, but the teenagers need to have their own specific, specially designed opportunities. And that's one of the things that's great about workforce readiness, because through our workforce readiness program, like you mentioned, Sean, is that they do have the opportunity to earn stipends. We have things that we ask of them to learn and to do and to participate to be able to earn those stipends. And that's, a truism of, being in the workplace. You got to do some stuff to to get paid. But
Usually how it works,
so
yeah.
yeah, so we're working really hard to expose them to different career paths. And some of the ones that we have established is our culinary program, which also we have an extension of that is our food truck. Some people may have seen it out in the community. If they haven't, they're probably going to, because it's something that's continuing to grow. And with that being said, the kids are learning safe food preparation. They're becoming Serve Safe certified. They're learning about sanitation as far as food production. They're learning soft skills general across the board for different employment opportunities. They're also learning office support skills. We have a really exciting program that's going to be starting soon. It's drone operations. So they're going to be able to, older teenagers, I think it's 16 and up, are going to have the opportunity to become licensed through the FAA drone operator. And through that, it's going to create some really cool entrepreneurial opportunities for them and some money-making opportunities for them once they have that certification. Really excited. We also do job shadowing with different community partners within our own organization as well. And we have some internships. One of the ones I think we're going to have this summer is with the St. Lucie Mets. So we're excited about that. And I think what we have is a diverse plan of how we're going to expose these kids to what it's like to possibly enter the workforce. And so we're excited about that.
I think it's
cool.
Yeah, I think it's important that our listeners and viewers know all that you're doing with teens, because as a parent, Ashley, you know this now, and I know this when my kids are younger. It's easy when they're in, I would say elementary school, to say you're going here for the summer, right? They're like, yeah, whatever, like I have a choice in this. As they get older, as teens, you got to attract them, because they won't, they're like, nah, I'm not going. And it's hard as a parent or grandparent to get them to go, but to give them a skill and to put some money in their pocket, I think that's got to be very attractive to not only the parents and the caregivers and the grandparents, but also the teens themselves.
And we have another strategy that we're using to serve our teenagers. Again, like you said, Sean, we have to be able to treat the teenagers like they're our client. What do they want and how do they want to be served? So some of our teenagers have really amazing skills. I know Ashley's been involved with our Youth of the Year program. So some of the kids that are in that program, Youth of the Year is a year-round program, but our teenagers have the opportunity during the year and during the summer to speak at different civic events for civic groups, to be able to talk about, what their personal platform would be or things that they're passionate about. So they have the opportunity to hone their public speaking skills. We have some majorly talented young people. We've had people singing at different events, whether it's Sound of the Season or we've had some other at the St. Lucie County Fair. They were there and they really brought the house down with a lot of talent, dancing and singing. We've had some young ladies and some young people where we are continually asked to, hey, do you have anybody that can sing the national anthem? And I would say, yes, we do. We have people that have the courage to get up there and do it well. So and we're doing community projects with different partners, throughout St. Lucie County, and those vary from the time of year or even to the scope. Sometimes we're asked to provide volunteers to help with, different things. I can't really think off the top of my head, but we have a lot of those opportunities.
It's really cool. I think one of the things that's so impressive about what Boys and Girls Club is able to do is exactly what you said, like treat your kids like clients and expose them to so many different opportunities that I don't remember having those options when I was a teenager in this county. And so I think that the variety and just the accessibility that they have to different things inside and outside of our community really helps give them an idea of what it's going to be like to be an adult in the real world. And I think that's really important for goal setting and, understanding who they are as a person and where they came from, and really gives them an appreciation of our community too, not just the things that exist here, but that there's there's people here that care about me and want to see me do well. And I think that's something that you guys have really kind of put a gold star on, what you do for your kids.
We're committed to that. Thank you for recognizing that, Ashley. And, we're committed to, also putting together the best group of staff that we can, because a lot of times, kids, people, a lot of times they think kids come to the Boys and Girls Club at Westside because we have a chip and putt golf course or a gymnasium or other things like that. But they really, they really come to the clubs because of the staff that we have that are making those efforts to connect with them with the kids where they are. And I think that's something that we excel at as an organization, as far as reaching out through our staff to our young people and to our parents and meeting them where they are, and to, be creative to make sure that we can offer continuous and uninterrupted service for them, regardless of their ability to pay.
I think to your point, both Matt and Ashley, and I've heard Will, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club, talk about this. You guys are youth development professionals. Like a lot of people think after school programs is like, oh, it's just housing kids to make sure they don't get in trouble. No, you are youth development. You are providing them lifelong skills that they will carry with them forever to make them not only better kids and teenagers, but better responsible citizens. So I think, I like the shift to, not the shift, but I like the discussion of youth development and youth development professionals, as opposed to just an after school program. I think people just think, oh, they're just out playing basketball for a couple hours until their parents pick them up. But you are truly developing them both with educational and career skills that they're going to take with them forever. That drone operations is huge, because that's such a big industry right now. And I've known young people, because it's a young person thing, right? Like, I don't think I could do it well, but I've known people right out of high school that are really good at drones, that are making good money maneuvering a drone. And there's many skills opportunities like that. And to think that they're happening right here in St. Lucie County and it's available to teens in our community is just huge. It's exciting.
Yeah, very cool.
And, we're always looking for, what's next, and one of how we found that drone opportunity is really, we're really working passionately as far as connecting with community partners and coming up with ideas and strategies that will benefit our young people. A lot of new emphasis on teens, but our elementary kids are, just as important.
Kaitlyn, are you the one that's working closely to make sure that the vocal talent is being developed at the Boys and Girls Club? Is that you? Can you break out in song for us?
I'm more of the dancer type. I'm not so much the singer.
Okay. Well, we could pan out. You could do a dance for us on the camera.
Yeah.
No, Kaitlyn is the fitness, fitness recreation. Come on, we know that.
I've got some videos.
Yeah. Kaitlyn's Fitness Hour. That's what we're looking for. I know we only have a couple of minutes left, and I just want to give you one more opportunity for parents that are interested in summer, for sure. But I would imagine that there may still be openings at some of those after school locations as well. So if parents are looking for information for either of those, where's the best place, or what number can they call to get more info?
So the phone number is still this 460-9918. That will get them connected, where they, in the website is still, whether it's summer or after school. And you're right, we do have clubs that do have openings, and we still have, a handful of months before summer gets here. But I also, when the 21st comes around, I recommend people, as soon as you can, start thinking about that. And that's one of the reasons why we were committed to starting this process a little bit earlier. We don't want it to be, it shouldn't be a stressful thing for the families. And, we do have a capacity, and we just want to make sure that we, meet that capacity with serving as many of our young people and families as we can.
Well, I think on behalf of Ashley and I and the entire CSC team, we want to thank you for all that you're doing with our young people in St. Lucie County, the dynamic duo of Matt and Kaitlyn here. We want to thank you for coming on the radio program. And I would encourage everybody, if you have children, grandchildren, or just neighborhood kids, and you want them to be involved in something positive, to give the Boys and Girls Clubs a call. Because if your child is coming home after school and playing Xbox or video games, they should be in an after-school program. So call 460-9918. Make sure that you have, set your calendar to register for summer as soon as possible. And I'll even throw out there, right when we sign off here, is even if you don't have children, but you have a place of business or a place of worship that wants to give back to the community, contact the Boys and Girls Clubs, because they have many opportunities, not only for children and parents to get involved, but also for businesses and people that want to support our community. Again, that number is 460-9918. Thank you both so much for coming on. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah.
And I'll remind our viewers and listeners, it's a weekly radio program every Sunday on 104.5 The Flame at 10 a.m. And also, because we're punishment for the way we look, we rebroadcast the video on our Facebook page, for better or for worse. And if you want to get fancy, it is a podcast available on all major podcast platforms. Just look up Community Connections with Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County. We'll see you next week. And a simple reminder that it's our children, our community, our future. Now more than ever, folks, we're all in this together. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
We know that reading is critical to assuring a child's success in school and in life, and ensuring kids have access to books in their home is a simple strategy to address reading on grade level. But more than 2/3 of low-income families don't own a single children's book. Imagine a child not being able to listen to a bedtime story or practice reading to their parent. In our community, the Children's Services Council St. Lucie Reads initiative is finding ways to get books in the hands of kids and feed their imagination. But to have an impact, we need your help. Your church or business can host a book drive or set up a little library. Donated books are distributed to children in our community at their pediatricians' offices, childcare centers, and through our network of little libraries, which provide reading opportunities for families throughout our community. For more ways to get involved, visit our website at www.stluciereads.org. With your help, we can grow great readers in St. Lucie County, because it's our children, our community, our future. We are all in this together.